Some unknown facts about Eiffel Tower located in Paris, France. Do you know? Eiffel Tower is also known as Iron Lady. If you didn't know this fact, then this video will surprise your information about Eiffel Tower. So let's start with fact number 1. The current design was not the original concept. The iconic structure that is the modern Eiffel Tower is not what was initially pitched to Gustave Eiffel. The initial sketches that were shown to Eiffel were rejected. And his vision of the tower was an elaborate and detailed structure, and he found that the design plans were too minimal. In 1884, he approved of the design, and construction began in 1887. Fact number 2. It was only meant to stand for 20 years. The tower was built to give the French an opportunity to show off their industrial capabilities while celebrating the centennial of the French Revolution at the World's Fair in 1889. It was intended to be a temporary monument that would only stand for 20 years before being torn down. Citizens of Paris and most of the world learned about and saw the structure and fell in love with it.
Fact number 3, and it's weird one. The tower has a wife. Yes, you heard it right, it has a wife. A woman from the United States, Erica Labrie, was married to the Eiffel Tower and changed her name to Erica Eiffel. She first came into contact with the Eiffel Tower in 2004 and experienced an immediate attraction to it. Fact number 4. There is a secret apartment on the 3rd level. Gustave Eiffel slipped a small apartment for himself into the design for the 3rd floor of the tower. It's fully furnished, including a grand piano, and attached to a few laboratory areas he used to conduct various experiments. He received several offers from people interested in spending even just a single night in the Eiffel Tower. But he turned all of them down. He used the apartment as a quiet place to carve out some time for himself and host some impressive guests, including Thomas Edison, the phonograph inventor. Eiffel's apartment is still unavailable for a rental by the public, but it has been displayed for visitors, with much of the original furnishings still there. Fact number 5, and it's funny one. It has been sold by a con artist. Victor Lustig was a remarkably skilled con artist from Austria-Hungary. He was infamous across Europe for his scams, but he truly made a name for himself when traveling to Paris in 1925. After reading a newspaper article that went into detail about the city's struggle of maintaining the Eiffel Tower as it was becoming increasingly more expensive, he saw an opportunity to make some quick cash. He gathered a group of scrap metal dealers and convinced them that the city could no longer afford the structure's costs. To keep them from seeking any further information, he claimed that the city could not publicly announce the plans to sell the tower for scrap metal due to fear of public outcry. Surprisingly, he found a buyer, a man named André Poisson. After he received his payment, he fled to Austria. He later returned and attempted to pull the same trick again, but this time he was reported to the police and had no choice but to move to the United States to avoid being arrested. Fact number 6. 400 billion euros worth of mistakes were made by the Spanish. The Eiffel Tower was originally intended for Barcelona, but Spain rejected the project. This proved to be a costly mistake for Spain, who missed out on being the home of this iconic landmark. The Eiffel Tower is now worth over 400 billion euros. This is 6 times more than the Colosseum in Rome, which is worth 91 billion euros, and more than the Tower of London, which is worth 70 billion euros. That's 400 billion reasons for Spain to be feeling a little regretful.